What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Brenner Video YouTube channel. And today I'm here with driver of the 40 car, Tommy Slanker. Nice to meet you, sir.
Yep, nice to meet you.
All right, so if everyone remembers in the last video, I was able to interview Cole Slanker, which is your son.
Yep.
And I guess the first thing I wanted to ask you is, Cole said he was 8 when he started driving.
Yeah.
Was that the same for you?
No, I didn't start racing until I was 15. I drove like cars around the junkyard and stuff, probably 10, 11, 12 years old. My grandfather had a salvage business, and when we'd go there to work, stuff would run and I would drive it around. And I've been driving cars for a while, but I didn't actually race till I was 15.
So when you worked for your grandpa, they raced?
Yeah, all his sons did. Yeah, they all raced.
Were you going to the track at that time?
Yeah, back when Silver Springs and Susquehanna was running limited late models, my uncles ran there a lot, and my grandma would take all of us grandkids, so we always went, and we were all pretty much just raised at the racetrack.
So that definitely got you to why you want to drive now?
Yeah.
If you were 15 when you started driving, what kind of car did you start in?
It was a 75 Malibu Chevelle. They were called Enduro cars then. They're extreme stocks now, but they were pretty much a stock car. You really had to manhandle them, and
it wasn't anything like today.
No, nothing like today. Them cars today are actually race cars. They were race cars to us, but you had to run stock stuff. So anything really racing on it was the seat and the safety equipment.
So other than that, it was just a regular car.
Yeah, everything had to be stock, and we actually. I was going to the races, Susquehanna, and Kurt Ryan, that owns Motor Technology, bought a late model from my Uncle Ronnie, and he had this Enduro car, and they had it up for sale, and I was going to the races with them, and I knew I wanted to race, and I was into riding four-wheelers at the time with my cousin Smoke, and I said to Dad about buying that race car, and he said, well, we'll either buy the race car or I'll buy you a new four-wheeler. And I said, well, I'd rather have the race car. So that's the route we went. And I was 14 then. So we got the car from him, and we went, took it down to my mom's uncle, Rich Christine's, Smoke's dad's shop. And we got it all ready, and Smoke was going to drive it for us till I was old enough. And then just as we got it ready to go racing that week, Susquehanna closed. They had an owner, and they just closed doors. So the only race left was a race at Williams Grove, a 200 lapper, and you had to have a driver's license to race at Williams Grove.
Wow.
So Smoke ran that race for my dad in that car, and I'm not even sure where we finished, but so he started out driving our cars before then that following, when I turned 15, we got the car ready, and they said they'd let me race back here without a driver's license. So then I raced.
I'm guessing, they got rid of that rule now. Or is it still?
I think it's weird because I went to school with Adam Wilt, and me and him's the same age, and Williams Grove would let him run a 358 sprint car there and not let me run. Yeah, and it never made sense to me. But and if you didn't have a driver's license, they just wouldn't let you run up there. I don't know why, but so I started out in 2002 back there and racing, and then my Uncle Matt and my dad rented the track one night to get me some more laps, and we did that, and then I got lucky enough, the last race of the season I won at 15. Wow. The first year I raced, I won the very last race of the season.
Wow, that's awesome.
So yeah, we actually ran pretty good, and I was leading and stuff a lot, but being new to it, I'd spin out or do something stupid, but yeah, it was
So
a lot of
I guess
fun.
by that point, you knew you wanted to drive.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, because I remember my cousin Randy Christine, I borrowed his suit and shoes, and my mom's brother Doug Fry, I borrowed his helmet because my dad said, I ain't buying you anything if you don't like it. And
yeah.
My mom was like, well, I don't know why you thought he wasn't going to like it, but so then I ended up getting my own stuff, and I've been racing ever since. I'm almost 25 years now. So
if you were running, what was that considered now, an extreme stock?
Yeah.
What made you switch into a late model?
Well, we were running that a lot, and it was just wanted to move up. Like we started winning, and you know, when you win, you're a cheater and everything else. So it was just time to move up, and you always want a little bit of a challenge. You know, you don't want to stay in the same class for 20 years. You know, a lot of guys get a lot of wins in one class, but you know, a lot of people moved on, so it made it easier for them. And
oh, I see what you're saying.
you know, yeah. So
kind of move up the
I
ranks.
mean, yeah, when I was running a lot, Gene Knobb and Larry Hughes and Rick Reinl, them guys had years on me, and I ran second and third to them guys forever. You know, then when they moved on, I started winning, and then you know, but then there was guys that wouldn't move on, and they racked up all these wins, but they didn't have the competition that was there at one time. So it was, you know. So it was like we just wanted to always kind of be, you know, a little bit of a challenge. So in 2009, towards the end of that year, we bought a limited late model, and then we ran that for, 3 years, I think. And then Larry Hare ended up passing away, and he had a pro stock that they ran at Selinsgrove. So we ended up purchasing that and was just playing around with it, and I really liked the track and the class. So then we ended up getting a good car from Tim Campbell, and we started racing that car in 2016, and we did really well up there. We won the championship and a bunch of races, and it was a great class.
Wow.
They got rid of the class now, but we had a lot of fun up there. So
that's awesome.
When they got rid of that, we just went back to limiteds.
So I wanted to ask you, I mean, you've been doing this for a long time. How many years do you think you have been doing this?
I believe this will be my 24th year.
24 years.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll be 25 years soon. I've raced ever since 2002 till now. I've raced. So.
And this has always been the same? Same cars?
No, it's changed a lot.
Same money?
No, the money's just getting ridiculous with what stuff costs, and it's changed. Like when I started out in them door cars, if you found an old car in someone's yard, you could drag it home.
Yeah, you said like a junkyard.
Yeah, and you could gut it out and throw a cage in it, and
you could probably be competitive.
Yeah, and that's what's hurting right now is, you know, younger kids can't get into a lower class that's cheap enough. You know, there's so many kids that want to race. I was fortunate enough that I could race where them times were still around.
Yeah.
Because like I really wanted to start Cole out in the extreme stocks, but it didn't make sense feasible for us to buy all that stuff when we already had spare stuff for this. So that's why we started him out in a late model. But I feel it's better to start out in a class like that. Rick Ronald told me, he said, if you take the guys that start out in late models, you can never drop down.
Oh.
He said because they're not used to the small tires. And I feel that that's pretty true because we started out in that, and then I kept moving up, so the stuff was just getting better, so it made it easier to drive. I already drove the worst of what was worse, you know, and you know, because there was, I remember my dad telling me, Jim McBee, I mean, he won tons of races in late models, and in a door race, he started on the pole, first lap, he spun out, it looked like he never raced before.
Wow.
You know, it was just because they're not used to how the cars were, and you know, and I've ran both cars the same nights already for people. You know, we'd run the extreme stock and the late model, and one night I actually won the heat race in the late model, and I won the heat race in the extreme stock.
Wow.
So you know, some people say they can't run both the same night, but to me, I mean, every race car got 4 wheels and a steering wheel, so you just punch the gas and hang on.
Yes, you got to drive them all.
Yeah.
Coming from a racing family with your grandfather, your father, you, and now Cole, everyone's very close.
Yeah, my mom's mom, her brothers started racing in the 50s and 60s. Wow. Her brothers, the Christine boys, and then then my mom's brothers raced. My Uncle Ronnie got into racing through Ed Hake, raced, and he helped him for years, and then, you know, he got his own car, and then my uncles drove for him, and they drove for other people, and then us cousins started racing, and I always say if our family all had the same last name, you know, we're probably the biggest family in racing. It's just our names are different, so people don't realize it. But if everyone had the same last name, I don't think there was a bigger family that raced than ours.
Yeah. So I have to ask, after the Cole interview, you know, you guys, both of you on the track at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets into this, is he going to be in trouble?
No.
Is it just competitive?
Yeah. Some guys, you know, that's another reason why I kind of went to Sealands Grove that time, because they used to say I drove over my head and, you know, crazy and stuff. And you wrinkled someone's quarter panel back here, they were all upset. And it's like, we grew up in Silver Springs, the bodies were tore up every week, you know. And when I went to Sealands Grove, them guys just drove like I did. They didn't let out of the gas, doors were ripped off.
They just won't win.
Yeah, and, you know, it's just part of it. I mean, rubbing's racing, so... Yep. No, I mean if I get the chance to rub him, I'm sure I'd do it.
Yeah,
so no, that don't bother me.
What do you think? Like when I was asking him about these younger guys, and that's a perfect example. They got mad at you, so you went to a different track.
Yeah, well, it was just so many people we knew in that class, and it was just like, you know, my Uncle Ronnie did the same thing with Colby. You know, he said you just can't race around home when you're starting out. You gotta venture out. So that's what we did, and I made so many friends at Sealands Grove from doing that. I got people up there that text me and call me all the time, and it was one of the best decisions we ever made. And I mean, it's a little different now. You know, I don't really care what people think anymore, so I go back here and race. If they're mad at me, they're mad at me. If they're not, they're not. My life's not going to change. So
the number 40, what meaning does that have to you?
Well, it's actually the year that my mom's mom was born, my grandmother. She was the Christine. Her maiden name was Christine. And my grandfather, Sam Lauer, had a limited late model from 85 to 91. And he was looking for a number, and he went with 40 because she was born in 1940. And he passed away in 2013, so I did a throwback to his car. And I just decided to let the number on just for him. I just never changed it. I just left 40 on it since.
So if you have 40 on your car, can someone else have that number?
Yeah, it's usually pretty good back here with that.
So everyone tries to make it their own?
Yeah, if someone would show up 40, like if I register first, they'd have to put a letter by it or something. Because like Ed Hake ran 5. At first he ran 91, and then Charlie Yingling took that number over when Ed just took a break. So when Ed come back racing, he had to pick a number, and he went with 5. Oh. So we were going to actually do a throwback to Ed Hake. He was a family friend, but his number was 5, and I wanted to use that number to do the paint scheme. And there's already 2 5s back there, so it was like, I'm not going to do that because, you know, to me, everybody knows who had them numbers first, you know, and which people retire so you can take them over. But I look at the old days, who had them numbers in the 80s, 90s, you know, that's whose numbers they were. But numbers are tough, you know. There a lot of people run the same thing because of a meaning to something, but you know, usually they have a meaning behind why someone runs them.
I did notice online that you had this out at the racing extravaganza.
Yep. Yeah, we took it out this year. Usually Cole takes his car, but with him not running so much, his body was like mint condition, and financially it didn't make sense to put a new body on his car to take to the show. So we just put one on mine to take in for our sponsors. We have some people come in every year to the show, so we try to take a car to support them. And a lot of the guys that help us are retired racers, and they have businesses right here in the area, so we just like to support them. So
if anyone doesn't know, what is the racing extravaganza?
Well, when I was a kid, it was called the York Dirt Tracking Show. And it was just all the dirt cars, just from all the racing tracks.
Just everyone to get together?
Yeah, usually racetracks go in there and, you know, put their schedules out, promote their tracks. The York County Racing Club goes in there. Ariata Racing of Hagerstown is another good club. They go in. The EMR, usually anything associated with dirt track racing is at that show. You know, kind of like Motorama's going on now. There's a lot of them people at that right now. So
you mentioned York County Racing Club. What is that?
That's a racing club. They do some activities out there. They have guest speakers you can go listen to, and they have an injured drivers fund, which is a good thing. If you're a driver and you're a member and get injured, they help pay some of your bills, you know, for a certain amount of time. And
is that fairly local type of thing?
Yeah, it's, well, anybody, we have members all over the United States, but I mean, it's right out the road here from our place.
So they're
on the trail.
located just right here?
Yeah, right out there in Zions View. Yep.
Okay. What do you guys go for, like meetings or?
Yeah, we have meetings. Every other month they'll have a guest speaker. So I'm not sure what the date is, but in March we'll have a guest speaker, and then they serve food and everything, and you can go out there and eat.
And what do you do for them?
I'm just on the board. I just help them do whatever. I snowplow their parking lot and whatever I can help them do with. They usually just need some younger people. You know, a lot of the board members are older, so basically I'm just a lot of muscle. You know, I unload the truck. Cole helps me, and we just do whatever we got to do to help them. And it's a good club to be a part of.
Yeah, that's great.
Same with the Arch Club in Hagerstown. They're the same way. You know, they have an inter-drivers fund, and they're pretty much the same thing as York County. It just tries to have a club for
just
racing people.
Get together. What is this car? What's the chassis?
It's an XR1 Rocket. It's 2019.
2019.
Yep.
And how long have you had this car?
This season coming up will be the second season. I only ran it one season.
And this car, I guess, from what I've seen, your other car was all white. So this is a whole different chassis.
No,
or just a different body.
Just the body, yeah. Chassis is the same.
So if you've raced for 24 years, how much longer do you think you're going to do this?
I don't know. I mean,
I guess
when you're
to
struggling,
be competitive.
Yeah, when you're struggling, you don't think it's going to be much longer. But then you come home and take a chill pill, and it's like it's all you ever did. I'm definitely going to hit my 25-year mark for sure, because I just feel that's a long time to do something.
Yeah.
I have no means on quitting, but I may slow down just because my business really took off, and
you have Cole racing as well.
Yeah, and he's racing, and it's tough because everything I do is in the summertime. And my business is hammered down in the summer racing. It's just so and I'm blessed for that, and I love racing, but sometimes you got to look at the future, with the money, and I got to keep my business going, because hopefully I can pass that down to Cole or whatever. Yep. But racing's definitely not going to pay the bills. Unfortunately, when I was 15, you think you're just going to race, but there's a lot of racers that did a lot of things in the world, won championships and everything, and they're sitting at home on the couch.
Yeah.
It didn't change their life. So at the end of the day, you gotta work hard to make sure you have something for your family at the end of the day, and so they have something to fall back on.
If you ever had the chance to drive any other type of race car, what would it be?
I don't know. I mean, I would drive anything if someone asked me, but
mainly dirt.
Yeah, I never did any asphalt racing. I'm not saying I wouldn't try it. I'd probably say a sprint car. I'd like to just try it. I just always wanted to run one to see what it felt like.
Yeah. Is there anything that has changed for you this season compared to last season? I guess as far as, are you going to run any different tracks?
Well, I've raced there already, but Big Diamond has a show for us in May that we want to go to. And Williams Grove has a race scheduled for us in September, which we'll try to make. It's just nice to hit those tracks every once in a while, and if you don't support them when they have the races, they ain't going to have you back. But, I mean, we'll be racing BAPS, that's going to be our home track.
So typically that's where you go.
Yeah, because I did it for years with the Sealands Grove. We'd leave at 2 o'clock and get home at 2 in the morning, and I traveled. I've done it, so I know what it's like. And try to get cold with some different other tracks. But like, again, with my business and everything, I can go out and work till lunchtime, come home, make it back there and race.
Yeah.
So it's just convenient to race there. But it's definitely fun to travel around because you race against drivers.
Different people.
Yeah, and they make you better. I mean, I raced Port Royal all season last year. We finished 9th in the points, and I don't even know, 5th or 6th might have been our best finish. I mean, it's totally different level up there.
You say race for points. When you go there, do you have to consistently go to that track to keep in their points?
Yeah, you have to show up every week. We started out racing there just to try to get familiar with the car because they weren't running us a lot back here. And we were in the points, so we just kept going. Well, I started out terrible back here, and then I was up to third in the points back here and up there.
Oh, so you had to double duty.
Yeah, well, I had to decide which way to go, and there was 2 races that overlapped, and I was talking to Eckert about it, and I said, I just don't know what I should do. And he said, well, where do you think you have the best chance to win? I said, well, that's obvious. That's back here. And he said, go for the win. He said, hell with them points. So we just stayed back here. Obviously, I didn't win a race last year, but the competition up north is it's just weird how different it is. Yeah. It's I feel we have competitive stuff to race here. Sealands Grove and Port Royal, I mean, we have top 10 stuff. It's just, it's reality. I'm not going to sit here and say we're better than what we are, because you're only as good as the people you race against. But it's a lot tougher when you go north.
Okay, well, I see a lot of names on this car. Even some familiar names that I know of. Looks like yours, your father's.
Yep.
Who else is sponsoring this car?
Well, my dad, Slanker's Towing. I mean, he's helped me ever since I started racing. I wouldn't have even made it to where I was without him wanting to be a car owner. But he was always my biggest sponsor, and then my company, Midway Seal Coating. Snellbaker Auto Sales are out the road. Gary Snellbaker, he used to race late models. He helps us out a lot. York Auto Repair, Harold Beinhauer, he used to race too. He takes care of all of our inspections and everything for the race car trailers and all that stuff. Then we have Smoky Hollow Custom Exhaust. Anything we need out there with smoke, if it's anything racer related, he just does it. Wow. He don't charge us for anything if it's something with the race car. And Ed Richards has a body shop in Manchester. He goes to the races with us a lot every week, and he'll chip in for a tire and stuff here and there.
So these are a lot of the same people that help Cole.
Yeah, yep. When we go, it's the same guys, same people. Cole has a couple different guys helping him than me. And my brother-in-law, Brian Stauffer, helps me out with different things if I need it. Bruce from All About Wraps, he treats us good with the wrap.
So I'm looking around here and I see the 40 car, and I'm looking over. What is the second car?
That's an MBH. It's a master built. It's an older car.
What year do you think that is?
It's a 2014. Yeah.
They've changed that much since that amount of
Oh,
time.
yeah. That's a pretty old car, but I drove that style car for Randy Krupp and Tony Hippensteel, and I just always really liked the way they drove.
Yeah.
And that car actually was Tony's, and he sold it to a guy, and then that guy wanted to sell it. So I ended up buying it, and we're slowly putting it together. Just to mess with. Yeah, I liked the way they drove, so I thought we had an extra motor and everything to put a third car together. And my goal is too, I want to race as much as I can, but I want to try to keep Cole on the track, because he just needs to get some seat time. So, if he'd have problems with something, he has something to fall back on and keep him going.
If anyone hasn't watched, go back and watch the interview before this about Cole, Tommy's son. It was a great interview, and man, I really appreciate you having me out. It's interesting hearing everyone's stories and the family and how close everybody is.
Yeah, I appreciate you contacting me.
I think that'll be it for this one.
Okay.
And thank you.
Yep.